friends, it's me, Sugar. Today we are taking a field trip to beautiful Garden of the Gods, Colorado. We're going to read a story and we're going to do a fun art project. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Here we are at the amazing Garden of the Gods. Look at these giant red rocks. They've been standing for many, many years. Can you see how the sunlight makes them glow?
Wasn't that beautiful? Let's keep exploring in our story.
Now let's read Good Night, Garden of the Gods together. This story will take us on a journey through the park in the daytime and at night. So as I'm reading the book, it may show you some of the rock formations that I showed you in the last video. So be sure to keep looking at the pictures. And this book is written by Adam Gamble. Good morning, Garden of the Gods. Are we ready to share a wonderful day? Hello, visitors cruising along Garden of the Gods Scenic Drive. The Visitor Center is a great place to learn about the park. Greetings, Balanced Rock. Wow, let's take a picture. Go, bikers cruising around the trails. Let's watch the skilled climbers scale Gray Rock. Good afternoon, adventurous hikers. Good afternoon, Siamese Twins Trail. Did you see some of those? If you're lucky, you might see a herd of bighorn sheep. Howdy, mule deer. Look at those big ears. Touring the park in a group can be a lot of fun. Friendly rangers are always happy to answer questions about the park. Good evening, nearby Manitou Springs. Good evening, everybody. Good night, cathedral spires. Good night, starry sky. Good night, prowling mountain lion. Good night, fluffy snowflakes gently falling over the park. Good night, Garden of the Gods. Thank you for sharing a wonderful day.
I love how this book shows both the daytime and the nighttime beauty of Garden of the Gods. So let me show you a couple other things that I saw.
I want to show you some more from my trip to Garden of the Gods. You may recognize some of these rock formations from the story that we just read. I love the beautiful red rocks and the green plants that you see everywhere. You can also see some hikers and some other people enjoying the park just like I was doing that day. I can't wait for us to try a project.
Wasn't that amazing? Now we are going to make our own torn paper collage inspired by Garden of the Gods. And here's the best part, you don't even need any scissors. Today, we are gonna create our rocks and our collage just by tearing paper.
So these are the supplies that I have for today. But let me tell you that there's gonna be a lot of room for variations as you do your project, and we'll talk about those variations as we go through. So just know that you don't necessarily have to have all of these items, but I just wanted to show you what I've got just in case, okay? So I've got a piece of white paper, that's gonna be our background paper. I have got construction paper. I think that I'm gonna use yellow, probably some blue, and probably some green for today. Now, if you don't have these colors of construction paper, you can always tear up like a grocery bag. That would work. You could use that to make some of your rocks. You could also tear up the grocery bag to make the rocks, and then maybe you use crayons or markers to do the grass and the sky, okay? So don't worry if you don't have all the supplies, okay? You can definitely change things up. Now, you can use the glue to glue down your collage, but you don't necessarily have to. So you could also, we could tear all these things and then you could just play with them whenever you wanted to make a collage, right? It doesn't have to be glued down. If you don't glue it down, that means that you can do it again, okay? So let's get started. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these, I've got a green and a blue and an orange. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna tear them into pieces. I'm gonna make some long pieces, some medium pieces, and maybe some shorter pieces. I would not tear these into tiny pieces, and here's why. We're trying to recreate something that looks something like this. So we're gonna need a lot of blue, we're gonna need some orange, and quite a bit of green, maybe even a little yellow blended in. Okay, so don't make them into tiny pieces, make them into decent sized pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and tear up my construction paper now. First, let's glue down, or you don't have to glue it if you don't want to, but let's make some sky. The sky is most of this page if you look. What I'm gonna do, see how this one still has a straight line? So I'm gonna go ahead and put that at the top. Then I'm gonna add a little bit more there, and I think a little bit more there. I love how it has the rough edges. I just think that gives it a lot of interest. Okay, I don't think I need this one. And I'm not gonna be gluing down today, but again, if you want to glue yours down, that's great. The next thing I think we need to do is work on our rock formations. These I tore long, right? Because these kind of go up and down instead of side to side like we did with our sky. I am going to, I think, tear this in half just so we can get the sizes. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Then let's take this one. Take this one and let's see if we can create a few more of these rock shapes. Okay, those look about right. See how they kind of do that? Now you can leave them just like this, or if you like, you can tear them some more to make the tops a little bit pointier. I think I'm gonna do that right now. Hey, that's really starting to look good, don't you think? What else do we need to add? We need to add some of the greenery right at the bottom. Let's grab our green. I think that I still have a straight edge. I do. So we could always do like this and be done. Or we could take some of these smaller pieces and kind of overlap them. If you'll look, some of them have a little more rounded shapes to them. So I may tear some of this and give it a little bit more of a rounded shape. I think I'll do that right now. I like how that looks, so cute. If you want to add some more details to yours, for example, see how this has stars all in the sky? If you want to take a white crayon and you want to add some stars to your sky, I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. Let me try a yellow. That might show up better. Not too much. But if you want to add stars, a moon, maybe even some birds or some little hikers, you can add all of those things to your collage as well. Oh, I hope that you've enjoyed making this. It's so
You
cute.
did such an amazing job today. We learned about a beautiful place called Garden of the Gods, Colorado. We read a great book, and we made our torn paper collage to remember it. If you enjoyed this adventure, be sure to like and subscribe to Sugar's videos. Until then, I'll see you next time. Keep making art and keep having fun. Bye, everybody.